Everyone thinks that when you trade with a lot of money, it's all rainbows and butterflies because you're expected to make a lot of money. But understand that just like when trading with a small account, you have your red days with this large account. And when you trade more, it essentially means, therefore, you have more money at risk. Therefore, you could potentially lose more. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I had an amazing week last week. A lot of you guys saw, especially if you're part of my LPP team. I made a little bit over $82,000 last week trading. I traded with over $500,000. I'm very open with what it is that I trade with. I'm not here to like, oh, I only trade with 5K and I made $80,000. No, I don't trade options. I trade shares, but I'm down $20,000 on the day. Some days I work really well with the market, man, but some days like today, it literally feels like the market is against me. And I wanted to share this with you because they often tend to be my most popular videos because a lot of beginners can relate. So I really hope that you can relate to this one and it inspires you to start focusing on risk management and position size management right now as you're just getting started. Is this $20,000 day of a loss to me devastating? No, but it's still a tough pill to swallow, right? Because I know that not only am I trading with a lot of money, right, $500,000, but on top of that, also the stock that I'm choosing to short is coin. And coin is a very volatile stock right now. And it's the position that I'm choosing to put myself in. I can't want all of the good but not want to tolerate any of the bad. And this is the thing that you will begin to see in the stock market, where when everything is going according to plan, everyone loves to celebrate and to talk about all of the good. But when things are not going exactly according to plan, then people like to say that you're against them. The market's not against me. You think I'm a big enough fish that for $500,000 they're gonna move $1 billion company? No, I'm irrelevant. You're irrelevant. We're insignificant. We're droplets of water in this vast ocean. And when you begin to understand that, it's just like some days you are in sync with the market, just like I felt like last week, where every trade I was taking, it was just like going exactly according to plan. And I'm just working really well with the market. For my LPP team, I talk about it in a way that it's like you're dancing with the market. You're flowing with it, right? This week, or at least today, it is quite the opposite. Literally almost every trade I take has been the opposite of what I wanted to do. Other than my first trade. During today's live trading session, I took a first trade within like 40 seconds. I made $1,200 and it was great. It was a light position. I was, it felt really good. And then direction went against me when I reopened another short position, and it was just a rabbit hole, right? I was digging myself into a deeper hole. But I wanted you to learn from my mistakes, that if you are someone that with a small account, you cannot grow because you can't control how much money you give back, I promise you, you will not be able to grow a larger account. The misconception that when you begin to trade with more money, that it's directly going to yield you a greater return. Get your head out of your butt, because there is no way, if you don't know how to manage and tolerate your red days now, that you're going to be able to tolerate it when you're trading with 10, 20, or 50 times of what you have right now. You won't even get to that point because you won't learn from your mistakes. And although I am down a nice chunk of change, I remind myself, again, there's a series of bad trades. This isn't just one trade that didn't go according to plan. It's been numerous short positions that I've opened that I've continuously cut losses on that led to this $20,000 loss. But I wanted to use myself as an example that, again, I love sharing my successes with you guys. $80,000, over $80,000 is what I made last week. But this is a great reminder that this is part of this territory. That if I want to put myself in a position just like last week where I made 80,000, I have to understand and tolerate that it comes with inevitable red days. Your job as a trader is not to be perfect. Your job as a trader is not to avoid red days. They will always happen. Always. Your job is not to avoid risk. Your job is to manage it. So I wanted to use myself as an example, not when I'm on my high horse, but when some of you might say that, I'm down. And although it does suck and it's a tough pill to swallow, we're in that long game, right? We understand that red is part of the process. And if you can't tolerate it now, or you're not learning to, you're definitely not going to make it later down the road. So if you're trading with $500 or $1,000, embrace it. Embrace the red days. Because if you can learn how to manage them, how to tolerate them, how to make them hurt a little bit less, and how to come back stronger from it, right? Letting your winners run, keeping those losses as small as possible. And it's something that's going to take time. But when you begin to trade with more money, it will be slightly easier. It's still going to be challenging. You're still going to have those red days, but they're going to be easier to manage. And what better time to learn to manage them when you're trading small? Like, think about this. Like, I can think about today, and it is discouraging, right? Down $20,000. There's people that in a year make $20,000, $25,000, right? It sucks. But think about this, how fortunate I am to be in a position where I can have a red day like this and it doesn't discourage me. That is what I've built for myself. And that is what I hope you can build yourself to, that yes, it is a sucky day, but it doesn't discourage you to continue to move forward. And that's kind of the message that I wanted to share within this video. So learn to manage those risks, learn to manage them, especially when you're trading with a smaller account. And don't avoid the red days. It's inevitable. Just learn to manage them. So if you have any questions, again, I trade live every morning. I'd love to invite you to one of my live trading sessions. And you can click the second link in the description down below if you want access to it. I'm going to work my way to see if I can get a little bit closer to sub $20,000 in the red. And I'll keep you guys up to date on Instagram. And that's the third link in the description down below. And if you have any questions, comment down below or shoot me a direct message via Discord, which is the first link in the description down below. So appreciate your time. Hope that earned a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.